When you're trying to do some analysis over a time period or a date range, it's very useful to add slicers to your canvas that help your users choose the date range that they're most interested in. And you can do that with date fields as well. So if I create a slicer and then grab one of my dates and add that into the field well, you'll see that we actually create this date range picker for the users to choose that date range. They can either drag these handles to choose the dates that they're interested in, and you'll see other charts update as you'd expect. Or I can click in this box and use a date picker. So I can scroll through the different months and find the individual date that I'm interested in. That's a really simple way of doing it if they want a fixed date range. But we also let you choose between two dates or before or after a particular date. So if I just want to see everything after a certain date, I'll choose that range, and now I just specify the first one. And then as new data arrives, anything after 6/29, that'll continue to get updated and it'll be included in this report. I can also choose a relative date range. And again, this is always based on the current date. So if I wanted to see data that's just appeared in the last month, I can choose that and I'll see my visuals update. And I can also see this restatement. This is really useful to see what time period we're looking at. So from the 7th of June to the 6th of July, I have to mentally swap between US and UK dates. Or if I wanted to see things in the last year, then I'd see from 7/7 to 7/6, 2016 to 2017. I can also choose these calendar options, and these ones always go from the start to the end of the current calendar period. So for something like months, we'd get from the 1st of June to the 30th of June. And I can change the number of these time periods as well. So the last 3 calendar months would start from the 1st of April, etc., etc. If I was doing days, I'm only going to be able to choose a fixed day set of days. So if I wanted to see things in the last 30 days, then it's always going to be based off today's date. I can choose whether or not today is included. Over in the formatting pane, I'll see this date range option here to include today. And if I turn that off, you'll see the date range gets shifted by 1 day, whether or not today is included in that date range or not. I could also choose the current day, week, or month, etc., and that'll always update based on today's date. And I can even choose date ranges in the future. So I can say things that are going to happen in the next week. It's really useful if you're looking at kind of appointments or project schedules for future time periods, things that are going to finish in the next 3 weeks or finish in the next 3 months or what have you. I can also do this from page level filters as well. So if I have my order date and drag this into the filter pane, by default you'll see a basic filter list, but I've also got access to this relative date filters here as well. So I can choose in the last, in this, or in the next, and again the time periods based on either the day by day range or calendar ranges as well. So I wanted to see things in the last 5 calendar years, I'll hit apply and that'll update as well. I'll see the restatement here at the top of the filter card, and that makes it really easy for me to specify which time periods I'm interested in both a fixed and also relative date range based on the current date. So when I come back to this report, if I come again tomorrow, the date range will have been updated, and if any data has been refreshed, I'll see that included here as well.